Hello, friends. Good morning. Sorry, it is good afternoon. Good afternoon. As you know, that we have been locked in since 1.5 month, if I'm not wrong, and more than that. So everyone in the house is locked in, and everybody is trying to find out certain strategies to entertain himself or herself. So as I have chosen this strategy of making videos and uploading them on YouTube and on some other applications to entertain intellectually, by the way, and not just simple entertainment, intellectually, to entertain intellectually to the viewers and to the spectators. So the topic that I have chosen today to talk about is LGBT. Now, what is this LGBT? I'll explain in short. L stands for lesbian, G stands for gay, B stands for bisexual, T stands for transgender. Now, what is L? Lesbian. Lesbian means a woman feels sexually attracted towards woman. That woman is called as lesbian. Gay means a man who feels sexually attracted towards a man or who feels to have sexual intercourse with man is called as gay. B means bisexual. Bisexual is a combination of both. That means bisexual person is homosexual, simultaneously he is heterosexual too, or that person is heterosexual too. So bisexual person is the person who feels sexually attracted towards same gender and also towards opposite gender. So that is called bisexual. And transgender is the person who is born with a small genitals and cannot be identified with particular sex. So for the sake of identification on the basis of that small genital, doctor assigns him or her a particular sex, and then as that person grows up, so that person cannot match up with his biological makeup, so his psychological makeup is different and his biological makeup is different, so they both do not match up. So probably at that point of time that person thinks to go through surgery and achieve the proper gender that he was wrongly assigned at the time of the birth by a doctor. So that is why that person is called as transgender. Now, why do I have chosen this topic? The reason being, the recently recently in the sense, since 2018 this topic has really got a blazing shape just because of Supreme Court judgment, that Supreme Court judgment delivered in 2018. Supreme Court has judicially recognized the existence of homosexuality, or let's say LGBT. And but still, even if LGBT people have received judicial recognition, they have not received social recognition. So that is why I'm going to talk about that particular topic, and I'm going to make it clear for the people, especially for those people who have objection towards homosexuality. Now, I can list down certain objections of heterosexual people, and I can also argue back that how these objections do not stand on any ground. These objections are useless, having no basis of intellectuality, having no basis of science. I can express it or I can prove it to you. So, first, I'll list down the objections. Objection number one, which heterosexual people have. Now, who are these heterosexual people? Heterosexual person is the person who feels sexually attracted towards the opposite gender. Man feels sexually attracted towards woman, so vice versa. So these people who are sexually attracted towards opposite gender do not accept the existence of those people who feel sexually attracted towards same gender. So they have objections. So what are their objections? And so first objection is that homosexuality is not natural. They say that homosexuality is not natural because it does not result in reproduction. That is their argument. Now, if you go by their definition, then I have a question. If sex is the act just for the sake of sexual reproduction or for the sake of reproduction, then why do sometimes women, man, husband and wife, they copulate or they go for sexual intercourse most of the time, which does not result into reproduction, or they don't do it for the sake of reproduction? So what about that? So can it be called as natural? This is a question to those who are homophobic or who are fundamentally very heterosexuals. So that's a question for them. And second thing, there is a movie called Shubhamangal Zada Savdhan, wherein Guddu, a partner, tries to make his father understand that homosexuality has a science behind it. What does he say? When I feel, that's what Guddu says to his father, that When I look at my partner, when I touch him, then multiple chemical hormones get activated, he says. For instance, he gives an example of hypothalamus, and then he gives an example of oxytocin, then he gives an example of crystals. These are the examples which he goes on listing down and says that these are all the chemical hormones which get activated when I touch a man, when I touch the same gender person. So isn't there a science then? So of course, on that ground, homosexuality is natural. It is not unnatural. So this is the first thing, and even I can quote Supreme Court judgment where Supreme Court itself has made it clear that homosexuality is natural as heterosexuality is. Sexual orientation, Supreme Court says, is not unnatural. Sexual choice is fundamentally backed by biological framework. So there is a biology behind choosing same sex. And what is the biology? It is hormonal makeup of the person which decides the attraction of the person towards the particular person. So there is biology. Second thing, there are so many people who go on proclaiming about Hindu religion. They argue that homosexuality is distasteful in Hindu religion and it is not allowed in Hindu religion. It is against Hindu religion. I am talking in special reference to Hindu religion. The reason being because people I have made, they go on quoting Hindu religion. So I don't know which Hindu religion they talk of. Probably they haven't read Hindu religion, or probably they are ignorant. That's my observation, because I made an investigation and inquiry and I came to know that it is well accepted in Hindu religion. By the way, there are so many Hindu gods and goddesses have been subjected to have been welcoming towards homosexuality, and by the way, they have been homosexuals. For instance, Ayyappa was born by whom? Ayyappa was born by the copulation between Shiva, Lord Shiv, and Lord Vishnu. So they both were male. They copulated, and the result what? Ayyappa. Now we celebrated Ayyappa deity there in Sabrimalai temple, Kerala. This is one example. Then second example that I'll give you, that same-sex marriage is also allowed in Hindu religion. By the way, I can give you an example of Mahabharata. There is a character called Shikhandini. Now Shikhandini was a woman born to king. Now king wanted a boy to be born in the family because he wanted a heir to continue the kingdom. Now male heir can continue the kingdom as per tradition. So woman, she was a baby girl born in his family, so he decides to grow her up as a boy, but she's basically a girl. So at one point of time, he gets married with a girl. So they both get married. So two girls get married. It is a different matter that at the time of wedding night, they realize, her wife, that is another girl, realizes that she is a woman. So same sex marriage is also allowed. That is what has Khajuraho caves. What about it? Then we have Kama Sutra, which talks of same sex. What about it? So Hindu religion is not devoid of homosexuality. In fact, it talks of homosexuality very openly, and there are these examples which I mentioned. These examples all are the examples which show homosexuality to be very well accepted in Hindu religion. So the argument of those fundamentalists, or of those people who apparently read Hinduism and try to call themselves scholars and proclaim that they are Hindus, real Hindus, and they know everything about Hindu religion, so they are mistaken. It's not the case, guys. You need to reread your standards. This is the second objection. Natural, it is not natural, but is the one objection. It is against the Hindu religion is the second objection. Now both of their objections stand no base. They are baseless, and I made it clear how they are baseless. Homosexuality is as natural as heterosexuality. The reason being because sexual orientation has a biology, and the biology is that sexual preference, whether I choose a male partner or a female partner, is not in my psychological control. It is a biological thing, And how do I choose it? Because it my hormonal makeup, because of my hormonal makeup signals me to do that. Of course, I cannot separate it absolutely from psychology, so do not confuse it. But psychology and biology have fundamental connections that we can discuss later in debate later. So yes, that's what my opinions about homosexuality is. If you have any question, you can question me back. I can answer your questions. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. If you have any your observations, you can share those observations with me. So that's what I can say about homosexuality. So if you ask me, then ki what are we supposed to do for social recognition? For instance, section 377 has been decriminalized in India in 2018, but still LGBT people face problems and challenges on their way to achieve social recognition. People still frown at them, people still think of them as deviants. So what about such people? So I think that such people can be educated uh, in a very uh, systematic way. We need to have an infrastructure where such people can be educated. And from literary perspective, I have multiple suggestions. For instance, we cannot deny or negate the existence of LGBT. The reason being because from aesthetic point of view. Now, I don't want to go into literary discussion. I just want to make it very general talk. So that's the way. Thanks a lot. I hope you'll like it. Even if you don't like it, you change your test. So but I welcome your observations, I welcome your suggestions, and also I welcome your questions. So thanks a lot. Bye bye.